Just imagine a person who isn't even familiar with FaB or TCGs in general, and they see all this stuff for the first time. No tips, no prior knowledge, no idea what any of it means. And you know what? I'm pretty sure that a first-time viewer could still say something like, all this looks cohesive art-wise. These cards have some general traits in common. It seems like all of this is part of a bigger picture. And that... Good morning, everybody. One of the things that drew me into Flesh and Blood at the very beginning was its fantastic graphic design. It's not just about the artwork, it's also about the borders, the symbols, all the little details. And on the other hand, the gameplay is just as fantastic as the visuals. But what's most interesting to me is how these two, graphics and game design, entwine together, creating a unique feeling, a unique identity for the game. During an average game, you literally live through your hero's role, experiencing the same things your character does. I'm pretty certain that among many other games, Flesh and Blood excels in terms of thematic and flavorful gameplay. Today's talk is dedicated to a few examples from the Illusionist class. Let's jump into some cards. Start with Phantasm. The interesting thing about Phantasm, flavor-wise, it's a very illusionist thing. But the issue is that Phantasm makes a lot of games too polarized. It's very effective against ninjas, warriors, but at the same time does almost nothing against go-tall decks like Brute or Guardian. Interesting duality actually, all or nothing. And that kind of design is part of what makes Illusionist so memorable. As far as I know, that's the first Illusionist mechanic. Okay, Mirage mechanic, a little more balanced compared to Phantasm. I think the mechanic isn't new, it was introduced in Dynasty or maybe Everfest, correct me if I'm wrong. This one breaks on block, not an attack. This is one of my favorites. Oftentimes I love simple designs. That fairy on artwork, this wipe, this nature. Creates a spectral shield when leaves the combat chain. Simple and beautiful. Play this in my Prism build. Ghostly Touch, some old card. At some point in past, it used to be a real threat against Guardians, as far as I know. Only black and white hues in the artwork. Ghostly hands, graveyard on the background. You know what? This card, in my opinion, to some extent, a reflection of the nature of the game itself. For me, FaB at its core requires you to compound an advantage turn by turn. Every mistake, every wrong decision can ruin that advantage. And much like the game itself, this card becomes better as the game flows. When your Phantasm cards are destroyed, of course. This one, by its artwork alone, is really frightening. A night background, creepy horses, headless lancer. And it's also really hard to play. You need to get one of your Phantasm cards destroyed first, then you need another action point, then you need 3 resources to actually play it. But you know, when everything aligns, it feels like a frightening payback. It's like your hero strikes out of nowhere, dealing a massive amount of damage. And of course it's unplayable, competitive-wise, but it's a really good example of Illusionist identity. This one, also unplayable, Prismatic Shield, but this is a poetry. Just imagine, like, at some point in battle, your hero all of a sudden creates a ephemeral protection that protects you from any kind of damage. create a spectral shield on instant speed, and that artwork. As I mentioned before, I love when artwork fits perfectly with game effect. Angel's artworks have always held a special place in my heart. What I really like is that in order to perform an invocation, you need to have a spectral shield on the battlefield. It's similar to how Dromai used her ashes to transform into dragons. Love that mechanic, love that designer approach. And it feels right when you need to prepare some kind of state before performing more efficient moves, especially when it comes to illusionists, who use their ephemeral tools to bring allies onto the battlefield. And by the way, as far as we all know, for example, Gravy Bones, which is also a board state hero, summons their allies in a different way. That split in game design feels intentional and right. Unfortunately, it's little a pity that Enigma and Ziggy don't have invocations yet. Maybe one day they'll get their own. This one is a part of the cycle and one of my favorite from Prism's toolkit. Instant speed, but the very heavy cost is 4 resources. Very expensive. So you need to have at least 2 blues, 4 resources to play it, and at least 2 to attack with something else. Yes, of course it's good at turn 0, but in my casual experience, this card requires perfect timing to be played effectively. Yes, it gives you a strong upside, it protects your Phantasm cards and weakens your opponent's defenses, but if you play it at the wrong time, especially when you're short on resources, you're probably going to be in trouble. Love it. Love it. Every time I play it, it raises so many questions. Play it or pitch it, and if you decide to play it, there's a very narrow window to get it right. This one is a Dromai parallel to this card. It also makes attacks -1, but from different angle, from the draconic flavor point, should I say. For those of you who don't know, Habu, Kabu, I don't know how to pronounce it right. Habu is an Arabic term for a massive, devastating sandstorm, and it fits the Draconic Illusionist perfectly. In order to call the storm, you use already existing ashes. Look how cool that is. Dromai can summon a sandstorm out of the ashes, just like she summoned dragons before. For me, it's a brilliant, truly brilliant designer decision to give those existing ashes another implication. And that implication is an exact hit on identity, both Draconic and Illusionist. That was my short cardboard stories. Again, as you can see, no competitive stuff, no expensive cards here, just cards that me and my little local community love to play with. Tell me what you think. Is there anyone out there with maybe similar sentiments, a similar approach to enjoying the game? It would be great to meet like-minded people. And thanks for watching, friends.